Our next topic is additive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing or 3D printing transforms production process by enhancing efficiency, customizable and sustainable manufacturing solutions. Mr. Roop Sen will clarify this point further.
Hi, good afternoon. Today we are looking at a topic called as additive manufacturing. Now what is additive manufacturing? Let us look at the word in two simple lines. The first part is additive, the second part is manufacturing. At the first glance, what do you think it is? It has got something to do with manufacturing, something to produce, something to create, something tangible, visible, physical, maybe partially digital. Look, feel, taste, hear, smell. 5 senses. The next question is additive. What does the word additive mean? Mathematics, addition, subtraction, of course, division and multiplication. Now we all know that addition x number of times is multiplication. Subtraction y number of times is division. This much is clear. So what has mathematics got to do with manufacturing? Very simple. Let me take a block of, say, marble. Now from the block of marble, assume I have to create, I don't know, maybe a doll or a statue of, say, classically, maybe modern favorite of most people, Iron Man. I know it doesn't look like Iron Man. For the moment, assume it does. How do I carve out Iron Man from this frame of wood or paper or styrofoam or whatever? I do it by removing material. I chisel, I break, I do whatever it is, and I get, your Tony Stark completely with all the disruptors by removing lots and lots of material. This is the classical method known as subtractive manufacturing. When I do additive, I do not remove material. I add without wastage. So, let us look at it as to how that is possible. I take a liquid bath, which is basically a polymer container with some kind of polymer. There are many ways of additive manufacturing. I'll come to that shortly. One of the simplest methods are by solidifying polymers. So there is this polymer bath which has got a polymer which is in a liquid form under controlled temperature and conditions. I put a heat or a device like a laser and I build layer by layer of my entire Iron Man model. This comes out clean, emerging from the bath or liquid without any wastage. The remaining liquid is recycled for the next batch. This is one method. The other method is by taking powders of material, taking a mold of, say, Iron Man, filling the mold with the powder across, what we say pre-sintering and sintering. Basically is like heating. This is a lot like making bricks in mills or compacting concrete blocks which you see in construction in India. And again, this solidifies and lo and behold, here comes out Iron Man. I know my sketches are very bad, although I used to be an artist, but for the moment this will do. What are the advantages of additive? These are two methods. There are more complex methods, but the mathematics is very clear. You either solidify from a bath or you use powder and you compress, heat, mold, build it. There is absolute minimal, I will not say zero, near minimal wastage of material. The next question, why additive manufacturing? Originally, additive manufacturing was developed, if you recall, for things like aerospace, automotive, prototyping. So when you prototype, you typically start with a phase where you are not sure what you want to build, which in mathematics is called as the innovation gates IG3, IG2, IG1 and IG0. Now this is where your sustainable major innovation happens, what we call as disruptive innovation. Once you have done this part, the next part, which again is producing the component. So this is basically what we called as quality gate 1, because IG0 and QG0 are superimposed. Quality gate 1, quality gates 2, quality gates 3, quality gates 4 and quality gates 5. This is something called as a stage gate process. If you Google up, you find something called a stage gate process. This is used by large corporations making products, platforms, whether hardware and software. NASA uses it, General Motors uses it, Bosch uses it, Ford uses it, even Walmart, even Amazon uses it. Of course, Apple uses it. So, additive manufacturing used to come in this stage where you kind of do a fuzzy kind of a product and you make a prototype. You look at a look and feel. For instance, it could be a prototype of a plane. You take a small model, you put it in a wind tunnel, or a prototype of a car. You put it in a wind tunnel, you put colored gases, you see how the thing flows. Over a point of time, corporations figured out that if you can make near perfect and near realistic components, of course, you do a lot of computer based simulation and mathematical modeling and software modeling, and then you make the product. Corporations figured out that if we could make prototypes which are near real, why do not we produce these components at larger scale? So instead of making say one component or two components, let us make 5 of them, 10 of them, 15 of them. And this is how, from a prototype stage, the whole concept of additive manufacturing came forward. Picture is a little crazy, but you get the hang of it. Now, if you look at it in India historically or large parts of the world, we have been doing additive manufacturing for thousands of years. If you look at, for instance, in Maharashtra, in Karnataka, in parts of Gujarat, where the Ganesh Puja comes, or in Bengal, Odisha, Bihar, Assam, where Durga Puja comes. When you create the pratima or the idol of a god or a goddess, what are you doing? Well, you're doing additive manufacturing. Let me use a different color. Maybe I will use brown. You take a wooden structure where you create a basic frame. You do some lattice work using straw or some soft material. On top of this, you kind of build the frame of the idol, and on top of it, you start applying typically pliable material like clay. Typically use one layer of basic clay and then use another layer and then another layer, and then you create a Ganesha or a Durga or a Kali or whatever. This is nothing but additive manufacturing. In additive manufacturing, what we are doing is we are not wasting materials. How is it relevant? It has got a larger context of things called as sustainable product development, sustainable engineering, sustainable innovation. Whatever we consume, there's a beautiful statement that we do not inherit the earth. We borrow the earth to pass on to our children. So, at any point of time, we cannot claim supremacy and control over all resources. Additive manufacturing is a beautiful way where we build this, and if you note, if you are getting into true sustainable design, you use materials which can be recirculated. For instance, these foam models can be remelted, reprocessed, and again you can repeat it. Even metal models after use can be melted back and reformed. So additive manufacturing also assumes that you have something called as sustainability inbuilt into it. you have innovation inbuilt into it, and then you have a product which goes for a cycle, which runs, and after a period of time, which can again be recirculated. This is the whole story of additive manufacturing. To sum up, point number 1, additive, you build from scratch with minimum wastage. Number 2, you build. As a matter of fact, for a software platform, you can even build, reuse code or graphic design or something which can be again refactored, recircled. You do not write, in terms of software engineering, you have to, maybe the effort on man hours or person hours goes. You can again reuse that. You use the product, you educate the customer saying, look, this is an additive product, it is a very premium product, it will be charged extra, but it goes back to building the earth more sustainable. Many companies pay a premium for it. For instance, Apple's iPhones, very large percentage recirculated. Cars, modern equipment, companies like Bosch, companies like GM, companies like Mahindra Group, companies like Tata, a lot of these companies build products which go back to sustainability. And this is how, in today's world, additive manufacturing assumes a very strong impression. At the moment, this is a very simple method of a very large and a complex topic. Do get back to us with your queries at Flame University, and we'll be more than happy to explain to you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.